Hi friends, today I am going to explain short circuit operators in Java. Short circuit operators are short circuit and short circuit OR. Short circuit operators behave similarly to bitwise operators, which I have explained in my previous video, but with the following key differences. In bitwise operators, both arguments should be always evaluated. That is, argument 1 and argument 2 is always being executed. Left argument and right argument is always executed. But in case of short circuit operators, second argument evaluation is optional. The evaluation of second argument is always dependent on the evaluation of first argument. If the first argument returns false, then there is no need of executing second argument in case of short circuit AND. If the first argument is false, the entire result is false. Then there is no need of execution of second argument, only in case of AND. And in case of OR, if the first argument is true, then there is no need of execution of second argument. Because if the first argument is true, then the entire result is true. And second point, in bitwise operators are applicable for both Boolean and integral types, but short circuit operators are applicable for only Boolean types. Third point, bitwise operators performance is low because here both arguments should be evaluated, but short circuit operators performance is high because here evaluation of second argument is optional. Let's see. X, short circuit and Y. Y will be executed only if X is true. If X is true, then only Y is being executed. If X is false, then there is no need of executing Y because if X is false, the entire result is false. And in case of short circuit R, Y will be executed only if X is false. If X is true, then there is no need of executing entire thing because if X is true, the entire thing returns true in case of short circuit R. If X is false, then only it checks for Y. So let's see the example 1. Here A is equals to 10, B is equals to 5. In case of short circuit and A less than 5, that is 10 less than 5. The argument 1 is false here. So there is no need of executing argument 2. So here argument 2 is not executed. So B++ is not being happened. So the value of B is not being incremented here. So value of B after short circuit and is 5 only. It is not incremented. But in case of bitwise AND, although first argument returns false, then also second argument is being evaluated. The value of B is being incremented here. So the value of B after bitwise AND is 6 because it is being incremented. Let's see the execution. So I have written same code here. Here the value of B after short circuit AND is 5 because B is not being incremented. Here the value of B after bitwise AND is 6 because here B is incremented. Let's see. Value of B after short circuit AND is 5. Value of B after bitwise AND is 6. Here the second argument is optional. Here it is not being executed because first argument returns false. Here second argument always being executed, so the value of B is being incremented. So we can conclude that in bitwise AND both the operands will be executed, but in short circuit AND second operand is being optional. Execution of second argument is optional. And we'll see the next example. Short circuit OR example. Here int x is equals to 3, y is equals to 5. If x greater than 2, yeah, here 3 is greater than 2. In short circuit operator or operator, the first argument is true, so the entire result is true. the inside body is being executed, and value of y after short circuit R. Here y is not incremented because argument 1 is true, then there is no need of executing argument 2 in case of short circuit R. So y value is not being incremented. Here the value of y is 5. 5 is not being incremented here. But in case of bitwise R, x is greater than 2. That is, our x value is 3. So argument 1 is true. Although argument 1 is true, argument 2 also being executed. Y plus plus is being executed. So the y value is being increased by 1. So the body of if loop being executed, and value of y after bitwise OR is 6 because the value of y is being incremented here. Let's see the execution. Here short circuit R, and here bitwise R. So in short circuit R, y is not being incremented, and in bitwise R, y is being incremented. Let's see. So value of y after short circuit R is 5. Value of y after bitwise R is 6. So initially value of y is 5. After short circuit R, y value is not being incremented because the execution of second argument is optional here. Here x greater than 2 is true, so the first argument is true, so the entire result of short circuit R is true, so the second argument is not being executed, so the y value is not incremented here, but the y value is incremented here. Bitwise OR operator, y value is incremented because here both the arguments are being executed. So we'll see in the next example. Example 3. Int a is equals to 10 plus a. Pre-increment a. That is, first a is being incremented. A becomes 11. 11 is less than 10. So the argument 1 returns false. In case of short circuit, and if the argument 1 returns false, so the entire result is false. There is no need of executing second argument. So here the entire thing returns false. So our output is Java. But most of the people confuse here that int value a by 0 returns exception. Most of the people think like it returns an exception. Most of the interviewers also confuses you with this question. So we'll see what is the output. This is the same code which I have written there, and a by 0 is greater than 10. First a is 10, and here a becomes 11. 11 is less than 10, returns false. So first argument returns false. So JVM doesn't care about the second argument. So it returns Java. It doesn't raise any error. Let's see. So the output here is Java. But if you replace short circuit AND with bitwise AND, it raises an error exception. Because in case of bitwise AND, although first argument returns false, second argument also evaluates. So if we run the program, it raises arithmetic exception, divide by 0. See here, the output is error and arithmetic exception, divide by 0. So in case of bitwise AND, both the arguments is being executed. Okay. In the above example, if we replace short circuit AND with bitwise AND, then we will get runtime exception saying arithmetic exception divide by 0. Okay, let's see exercise. Please pause the video and answer the questions. First question. What is the main advantage of using short circuit operators over bitwise operators in conditional statements? First option. They can be used with both Boolean and integral types? No. They always evaluates both operands? No. They improve performance by avoiding unnecessary evaluations. Yeah, it is true. Because here the evaluation of second argument is optional. So it improves efficiency. Second question. In the following code, what will be the output? A is equals to 10, B is equals to 5. A less than 5. So 10 less than 5. It returns false. So it is a short circuit and so argument returns false. So the entire thing is false. In short circuit and if the argument 1 is false, then the execution of second argument is optional. So it doesn't execute second argument and B value is not being incremented. So the value of B is 5 only. So the option C is correct. Value of B is 5. Third question. What happens if we replace short circuit and with bitwise and in the following code? Int A is equals to 10. Pre-increment A becomes 11. 11 less than 10 is false. It returns false. So in case of short circuit and the second argument is not being executed because first argument returns false. So in case of short circuit and it works fine and it results Java. But if you replace short circuit and with bitwise and, then argument 1 and argument 2 both are being executed. So whenever the JVM executes argument 2, it raises arithmetic exception divided by 0. So option C is correct option. Fourth question. Consider the following code. X is equals to 3, y is equals to 5. 3 greater than 2. It returns true. So in case of short circuit or if the argument 1 returns true, then there is no need of execution of argument 2. So here argument 2 is not being executed and y value is not being incremented. So condition is met and value of y is 5 only because argument 2 is not being executed. So what will be the value of y after execution? 5 only. Fifth question. Which of the following statements about short circuit operators is false? Short circuit and evaluates the second operand only if the first operand is true. No. Yes, it's correct. Because only if the first operand is true, then only second operand is being executed. And short circuit or evaluates the second operand only if the first argument operand is false. Yeah, it is also true. Short circuit and short circuit are applicable to both Boolean and integral types. No, these are applicable for only Boolean types. So the option C is false. So the option C is answer. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos.